In poultry farming, it's all about profit maximization. And again, it's also about timing. In this vlog, I'm going to answer you when is the best time to bring in your day-old chicks targeting the December holiday. And there is actually the reason behind this. In December holiday, we get to see more than 25 to 30% increase in terms of the demand, and even sometimes we tend to have higher prices unlike other seasons. This begs to ask this question: when is the best time to bring in your birds targeting for December holiday? Let's get to see and get to know when is actually the best time. But before that, let's get to see our day-old chicks here at the farm. So we have tried to calculate forward and backward the period when our target customers, and these are the butcher shops, these are the hotels, and even the choma zones, which are across various towns such as here in Kilifi, Mombasa, and as well some part of Ukunda. So most of these clients tend to stock their birds for the Christmas festivals from day as early as day 18 towards the day 22. As a farmer, is critical you tend to ensure that your birds will be mature as early as day 15. And this is what I've also learned. Sometimes your bird can take as early as 28 days, and in other times, some birds can take as much as 6 weeks. Now, if you are targeting the Christmas period, you work with the most logical time, that is ideally 5 weeks time. So now today being day 14 of November, it means if I'm able to add an extra 30 days, that would be 14th of December, that's next month, some of our birds will start to mature. But what if they don't mature within 30 days? Now, we brought in these day-old chicks 2 weeks ago, that is before the start of December. Today, we are starting a new month. And the reason behind this is you're going to understand. From the previous 2 months, we have seen most of our birds are taking between day 30 to day 36 to mature. So that's roughly between 4.5 weeks to 5.5 weeks, which we can say 6 weeks. Now, you need to be very careful on how you do your timing, because if you don't time well, eventually you don't find the December market. And remember, most of your target customers, their orders starts to go high as early as December 18th, and this trend is going to continue until December 27th. And now I guess now you can be able to see why the timing was so important to us. Now look, since we have talked about the December holiday, we have established maybe the best time to keep them is possibly 1 week or maybe sometimes 2 weeks before the start of December. Now, what about the new year? Now, in the new year, you can actually keep your birds in the first week of December or the last week of November. And ultimately, you can be able to get your birds in possibly day 29 and sometimes even as latest as 31st of December and even the new year itself. And listen guys, timing is everything in the broiler production. But now this is the catch. At AfriFarmer, we are not just doing the timing. We are actually ensuring we have a continuous production, and this is what we've been doing since we launched 3 months ago. Every month, 2 weeks, every 2 weeks, we have been having consistent production, and this is what has actually made us to have some of our clients. And as I said in one of my vlogs, maintaining a client, it's easier, or retaining a client, the cost is easier than that of looking for new market. Now, if you are thinking of venturing into poultry farming, then you need to think how you can ensure that there is a steady supply, there is a steady production, and ultimately you will be able to build your business. Now, bringing in your old chicks is not enough. You have to ensure you've done proper brooding management, ensure the brooding is well done, ensure that you have what you need, the heat supply is there, it's actually adequate, you have enough feeds for your birds, you even have enough vitamins, and even the workforce. If you happen to be like me, someone who is not at the farm, most of the times you need someone you can trust, someone who is dedicated and who understands the process at your farm. And then in the next 30 days is to ensure that these day-old chicks, they have been well fed, they have achieved their targets in terms of the weight, you've done thorough vaccination, and in some cases, ensure you've also talking to your vet and even attend some of the poultry training. And this is going to ensure that you don't lag behind, you understand the needs for your birds, you understand how you can be able to scale your production, and ultimately you will be smiling all the way to the bank. So this is a challenge, and I've been saying this again and again, that we actually been running out of space. So this is a concern we have been raising for the last maybe 1 month and a half. We realize we have actually been running out of space. Now imagine this flock behind me, they are literally 700 birds. We wanted to do 1,000, but we couldn't, because on this end, because on this further end, we have other buys which we actually started to sell them literally 2 days ago, and we'll be finishing them either today or tomorrow. And again, now this is the problem of having one production coop, but I'm happy one of our leading investors agreed to be able to invest more investment, and ideally we'll be able to have more production coop, and this is going to be essential to help us increase our production, also have more resting time for our production coop, which again is going to spur the growth and ideally tends to minimize some of the disease outbreaks which have been happening at the farm, like the Newcastle disease. Look at them. There's so many birds at the same place, and we literally need to help them.
You see what I mean? This space is literally not enough.
Well, right now what we've been doing is it's on a Saturday, so I didn't have a lot of work at the office, and as an entrepreneur I've always said it makes sense to be involved in your production, or at least sometimes to understand what's being done. And for me, it's doing this. Now, I'm a little bit sweaty because temperatures here at the coastal region are actually currently over the roof. Believe it or not, now, believe it or not, we are currently at 40 degrees Celsius. Now, I know possibly in the coming weeks or early next year, I should be doing a vlog about heat waves, about heat stroke, and how to deal with it. And as you can see, actually it has dropped a little bit, is on 38, and yeah, you can be able to say that that's our thermometer, which we usually use here at the brooding, because we need to understand the behavior of our birds. How can we be able to prevent the heat wave, and ultimately how we also minimize the risk associated with it. And of course, what you'll see is under the background is we have literally have openings. Now this means there is clear or smooth air coming in and out from this further end to this end. But now, since the sun, maybe you can tilt it, since the sun is coming from now this further end is going toward horizontal, it means we needed to ensure, let me just place this, we just needed to ensure that there is no direct sunlight, and this is bad. Chicken don't like direct sunlight, especially brooding. And of course, this is our record keeping. This is for the farm level. I'll be talking in another video how you do record keeping, but for me, I usually like to see this board. They also have another book, and we also have the records. And it's just amazing to see the flock for December. This is their 12th day, and they are literally doing well. Now let me try to place in the feeds, because after water, the most important thing is to ensure that the feeds are available. And not just feeds, but also the placement, because you'll be able to see the way we are placing alternating position within 1 meter. This chick don't have to travel for many meters looking for the feeds. This is how you're able to ensure uniform growth for your birds. Now you know how you are able to make sure that your chicken are able to achieve fast growth. So, tell me, have you been thinking of venturing in poultry farming yet? I'm happy. What makes me happy that what we started with this vlog throughout the year, I've received some of the positive feedback in the comment section. Some of the guys have reached out, and I'm happy to see that Afri Farmer has not only reached wide audience, but it has inspired. Because remember, it's these videos, these vlogs is not just to showcase what I'm doing as an entrepreneur. It's also aimed to inspire you who is watching this vlog. And I'm always happy to see if you take a step, if you take time to try to implement some of the ideas we share. Because remember, the enemy is poverty, and the enemy is not me, the enemy is not you. So as brothers, we don't use this space to fight each other. I'm very happy to hear someone who watched the vlogs have actually grown their farms, they have started their own businesses, and they have actually even become bigger than me. Trust me. That is why we started this vlog, to share about entrepreneurship, to share about poultry farming, and ultimately to kick back at the poverty. Because always remember, the enemy is not the brother or the sister, is not the next person. The enemy is the poverty. Now, for the people who are doing well outside and you have been inspired, I'm drumming for you, and I'm happy that you've been able to take the key lessons, you've been able to start, and you're on your way to success. Because what's the joy if it's only a free farmer that will succeed alone? There isn't.